Hey, what's up, peeps y de lo mío? Sit down and take a seat. Que lo que siéntate, Lawrence and beyond. What is going on? Tell me what is going on. Well, I'm gonna let you know something. On this episode, hosting like always, Majimbe and Idai. Let's get it. She's here again. Oof. And on this special episode, guys, I am the one recording. I am the one hosting as well. So cut me some slack, blah blah blah, boo-hoo. But today we got a special guest. We got Kevin, baby. What's good, Kevin, man?
What's going on, everybody? What's going on? I'm Kev.
What's good, Kev? And if you were to explain yourself to anybody, Kev, describe yourself a little bit to the listeners and viewers.
I am a human being with a lot of passion.
Let's get it.
You know, I live in my heart on my sleeve. Unapologetic, but is willing to say sorry.
So, so what do you mean? What do you mean by that? Is this something?
Meaning, I'm not a perfect person, and
Right.
if I feel like I'm
Hell
wrong,
yeah.
I'm not afraid to say sorry.
That's
perfect.
important.
But you're not gonna make me say sorry if I don't feel like I'm wrong.
Ooh.
Ooh.
We
Okay.
already got jazz up in the beginning. Let's go. Let's go.
I'm very excited about this interview in particular. I've been friends with Kevin for a very long time. I am a huge advocate for, women having solid male friendships, and I've always considered Kevin to be a good friend.
Appreciate
Also,
that.
you, Majimbe.
Yeah,
I
thanks,
appreciate,
sir.
I really do appreciate the both of you.
Thank you,
Dear
thank
people.
you.
And I can say it with friends because, our friendship have been through battles,
Yes.
had ups and downs.
Yeah.
I always feel like when you meet someone, you're on a good wave.
Right,
But you don't
Nice.
know if you're really friends until you have a bad wave to see if you come back.
that's
You know
right.
what I mean?
That's
We-
nice.
We had plenty of bad waves and came back, so that of itself is proof and consistency.
Yes.
And things are like waves, like it's just might be just a couple waves, then the
Right.
water might be calm afterwards.
Right.
So there's always that like gauging how long is this wave? Like,
Right.
where can I just slide? Like, when do you pick up your bow and your dock and get the hell out of the situation
Right.
before you drown? You know what I'm
It's like,
saying?
how do you know how solid it is, though, too,
Right.
Is it really a friendship if you
Yeah.
haven't really gotten into arguments with people?
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's why I feel, you can't really, I can't know if you're a good sailor if I haven't seen you sail through a storm.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So everything's always calm.
And we still sometimes disagree on things, by the way.
Yeah.
But that's what family do.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because you argue, but at the end of the day, I may have had this serious conversation with someone, debate or argument, but I know, push comes to shove, they got my back.
Yeah.
Where this person, I don't know that, and that's where the situation, that's where it differentiates,
And Kevin, I see that are you a trainer? I've seen you work out a lot. I've seen people like stream your workouts and stuff like that.
Yeah, I am certified.
Certified.
Certified. Not to say it's important to me, but I guess it is important to people.
Why is
But-
it not? Why is it not important to you to be certified?
Because anyone could have $900 and pass a test. Doesn't really mean you're a good trainer.
Mm-hmm.
Oof. I
So
feel
my
that.
point in certification is it's a test
Okay.
and money.
Yeah.
To be I actually, I like to think I'm a fitness and tools. I never imagined myself to be a trainer. It was not something I thought of. It's something that fell upon me because I was always working out. A friend approached me about he wanted to open up a own gym, and I just didn't want my name. But I was like, all right, I'll
Yeah.
work with you. And he was like, but we got to get certified for it. So to go along with his idea, I got the test and I got certified. I passed the test and I got certified, and but things didn't work out with his plan. So now I was like, all right, now I got a certification. What do I do? He brought an idea to me. We're not doing that anymore, but I got the
Yeah.
certification. What do I do? So I was like, you know what? Why not? It was tough at first because you got to find your niche.
Why not? Why didn't it work out?
Well, because he didn't open up his own gym. He didn't.
Like it's just.
You know what I mean? He was on the business side of it. He was like, I got, I know people that will lend me the money or that. I was just on the, I become a trainer. You handle the money
Yeah.
and the business stuff. I focus on the
Word,
training
yeah,
side,
yeah.
right? So, but like I said, we're still in touch. That didn't fall through because life throw you curveball sometimes when you're expecting a fastball.
Facts.
But with that being said, now I have to find my own route with fitness. It wasn't easy. It's still not. It's a struggle. But like anything else you do, you gotta find your niche. You gotta find yourself within it. I've been working out for me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I had to adapt of thinking of others.
Word.
And what's easy and not easy for others to do.
Right.
I think of a workout in my head. I have to be like, all right, I write it down because that's doable and easy in my head. There was an adjustment period where I'm like, all right, I have to really think about the exercise that I pick because it can no longer be based on me.
Right.
Now I have to pick a client and find a median client where I'm like, all right, this is the average person. So if I write a workout, especially if I have a group workout, I no longer have to write it on the best athlete. I have to write it based on the average athlete. So it was a different way of thinking. And now between my training and training others, now I'm thinking about fitness a lot more than I want to.
More consciously.
You know what I mean? I didn't. I was so used to do my training session and I'm gone. Now I got to plan for it. Sell it, advertise for it. So I have to think a lot more about fitness than I thought I was going to.
So now you're the business. Now you have
right.
to do the business stuff.
Right. It's something I didn't think about when I got the certification because I only enjoyed the working out aspect of it. The other part I call the laptop work. I don't enjoy it as much, but it's necessary. But like I said, the adjustment period where I had to come to terms with accepting, there's things that I may not want to do that I have to do. Yeah. But outside of that, you can find me on KR7 Fitness.
Yeah, I see you
You feel strange doing this.
No, if you want to work out, feel free to find me.
Yeah, you gotta plug yourself in, bro.
They're good. They're good workouts.
Yeah.
I've been in a couple of them, and he's also been training me as well. And along with the workout, you get some good talk, some motivation throughout the entire workout, which is nice.
And my main goal is to get. I feel like my main goal when I started, I offer free workouts, and the reason why I do that because I honestly, it's not a pitch. I do care to see, especially black and brown people, to be a bit stronger, physically, not just what I mean. I feel like I go to Cambridge in Boston, I see a bunch of white folks running.
Yeah.
I go to black and brown town, no one running.
No one's running.
No one's running. The fitness level, we have different priorities, so it's like, all right, but as well, the gym charge, it could be costly. Planet Fitness is $10 or whatever, a Choice Fitness, but you got no trainer, so you gotta go and be on your own. So I wanted to create an avenue where if you come and join one of my free sessions, one of the things I like to do is talk about form. So at least when you go back to your Choice Fitness and stuff like that, you could get that information without having a personal trainer or without having to pay.
Just speaking about the body and how it functions and your core.
Especially core. I'm a big advocate on getting your core corrected.
Yes. Core is everything.
Facts.
Right. At 30 years old, 29, I'm about to be 32. Yeah. At 29 years old, I had to roll out of bed because my back was hurting that bad. And then when you go to physical therapy, that's when it hit me. I'm not the only one. Mm-hmm. Man, I've seen so many 35-year-old, 40-year-old, 28-year-old, just back issues. And they're making a ton of money. So after long research, I came to find out a lot of that comes from having a weak core. So so I'm a big advocate on getting your core straight especially before getting into vigorous workouts.
So I already know your core straight, and either you amazing your core straight too.
You think so? I have the weakest core.
I would say
it's getting better, but
it's getting better.
I'm pretty shaky.
So what do you say was the shortest and most effective core workout that you think is like, yo, this is easy and it's effective, so there's no reason why you shouldn't be doing this core workout?
Is it planking?
Mountain climbers.
Oh my god, I fucking hate them so much. Mountain climbers, like when you're like,
that you did the little knee.
Yes.
Mountain climbers. You have to stay stable. I feel like anyone could put unless you're injured or handicapped, most people could put their hands on the floor and move their knees in. A lot of many core exercise per se can be tough in and out of itself, you know. And if I had to pick one, it'd be if you come to my sessions, you'd be, you know.
I think like everyone complains once you start
mountain
doing...
climbers.
Okay.
I do a bunch of mountain climbers.
Yeah.
You know, I'll say hollow hold as well, but hollow holds are difficult. Not you can speak from experience to doing a perfect hollow hold. I've been working with E, and you know, just extending the leg, you can see.
Right.
But it's something I struggle with myself. You know, I didn't get to this point in one day. It was a hollow hold. You know, I felt like I had to work a whole bunch to get to the level I'm at with hollow holds. But
what are hollow holds?
A hollow holds is like, you know, when you're laying on your back and your legs are fully extended about 6 feet off the floor, 6 inches off the floor.
And you do like the scissor thing?
With no scissors, you
not
just
the
stand.
scissors.
You just.
And you're kind of You're just balancing your.
So your shoulders are off the floor, your arms are straight back.
Yes.
Your legs are fully extended.
Like a toy that just fell.
Right.
Right.
But your arms are straight behind your head, shoulders off the floor, legs off the floor.
You just gotta stay in that position.
Right.
I'm shaking the entire time.
Right. We're at 15 seconds now.
I know. I'm getting better.
You know. But yeah, of course, you know, we climb a mountain one step at a time. So we're here.
Right.
That's what's up, man.
Right.
And with the stability of your core, you know, I'm pretty sure that, like you were talking about, you think that that's where most injuries come from and stuff like that.
Yes.
And I will also say, I mean, would you agree with me that diet is one of the most important things? What's like, you think, like, let's say if you're physical, like some people think they could be physical and eat whatever they want.
I'll say I'm not a nutritionist and I'm not a dietitian.
Right. I noticed you don't really focus on.
You know what I mean? I would say, right.
At all.
I won't say, but I also say their information is not obsolete, meaning there are plenty of other cultures and they have plenty of healthy men and warriors in the Amazon and Africa and in South America.
Only eat meat sometimes.
That won't eat meat, you know what I mean? And that don't listen to dietitian. So my point is, my simple answer to diet would be, first, get away from artificial food. GMO, artificially made, you know, fast food and all that stuff. I'm not gonna explain to you why. I mean, I could, but there's plenty. I feel like there's plenty.
It goes very deep.
There's plenty of information.
There's plenty of information, guys.
Yeah,
out
right.
there.
You know what I mean? So why?
We had this conversation too the other day. Like at this point, I don't tell people what they should eat at all. I don't like stepping into that at all, because I feel like there's so much information out there that if you know, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
It's like,
you know, I could say why I stopped. You know, I saw my pops die of cancer. So prior to my dad dying of cancer, I ain't never seen somebody with cancer before. I mean, I've heard it, but I've never seen anyone with it. So I go to the hospital, you know, when they let me visit him, and I saw a man deflated. And I mean, that's the first time in my life I've seen a cancer. Like, if it's in a balloon, you take all the air out of it, and then you just, this flabby thing.
Yeah.
So, you know, a lot of times we go through life, we just like, yo, that can't happen to me. That won't happen to me. That won't happen to me. Because we're confident at that moment.
Yeah.
But every cancer patient never once in their life woke up and thought, I'm going to get cancer when I'm 55.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
We don't raise our hand and go, select me. So, at that moment, everyone who's looking at my dad, from the doctor, from parents, you know, everyone that's looking at this person, everyone making their own decision of what's happening. I can't speak for everyone else, but for me, it was more like, I'm 20-something years old. I keep hearing all these, you know, Dr. Sebi. I keep hearing everyone talk, no, don't eat this, don't eat that. And I'm like, screw them all, I'm going to do what I do.
mm-hmm.
But then, what if they're right and I'm wrong? So I started looking into it. You know, I started looking into it, and the first thing I caught out was red meat. Then dairy. Those are my top two, or top three. I would say dairy, meat, and artificial food. That's the only advice I gave to even my own clients. Yeah. That's the red. I'm like, you stay away from dairy, red meat, and artificial food. Right? Now, when you say, could it affect you physically? I feel like most people, especially on Instagram or social media, we see 30 30-year-old and 20-some-year-old at their prime.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We don't see 55-year-olds. You know where they are? At the physical therapist office.
Yeah.
Or at the hospital with prostate cancer. So how strong could you be when you got those type of issues, when you can't go to the gym anymore? How strong, you know what I mean? So no, it's like you see a great boxer, like I could be Mike Tyson. You say, man, he's nasty, but what could he do at 55?
Right.
You know, I'm not saying don't do it, but for me, I knew when I get to 60 and 55, I don't want to be handicapped. I want to be, I don't know how to compare it, but I want to be just as strong. I don't want to be, right?
Yeah.
So that was my decision. So if you don't think that food could hinder your physical health, especially at your later age in life, I'll say to each his own. I'm not going to, but me, I think it does. So I'm going to continue watching what I eat.
That's what's up, man. It's a great answer. And I really do feel like food does take into account, and it slows you down from the long run. You know, just you are what you eat. You know, plain and simple. You literally are what you eat.
Yes, sir.
And Kev, with that being said, I've seen you get down on the piano, man. You're talented as hell. You're really humble about it.
Yeah, I did. I didn't come from guitar. Well, you guys know, I'll say I grew up in Cameroon, Africa, and when I moved here, I was 13, so it's like.
How was that like, by the way, before we get into what he just asked you?
Moving up.
I don't want to forget that.
Let's go.
Moving here,
don't forget your
as
question.
an African, as an Cameroonian, I would say Bantu, as a Bantu man, because I don't even like the word Africa.
Why not?
Because it's not something we named ourselves.
Okay.
What do you what do you Bantu?
Bantu
Bantu
people.
Bantu people.
A lot of we're actually everywhere across the world, man. We're killing the world. A lot of Afro musicians, Joel Embiid, or Cameroonian, Nigerians, Congolese, Bantu. We established like Africa, really. Put them on the map, but the word Cameroon, Africa, South Africa, and all these names are Western names, and not, people from that region didn't call themselves. Like the village my mom and my dad. My mom's from Bafoussam. Cameroon is a German word. Then French took over and changed the lettering. Even Africa, it's a name placed on people. It's not so.
Right.
It's not something we call ourselves. I'm African. It's been taught to us.
So it should be like Bantu music.
Technically.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of Cameroonians that don't think themselves as Cameroonian.
So your experience.
So moving up here for me, so the cool thing is I didn't know Hispanics existed. It's actually quite a funny story. So, growing up in Cameroon, my understanding of life was black and white.
Yeah.
Yes.
I saw white people on TV and black people everywhere. Yeah. I knew Asians existed. I saw a few of them. But brown people?
What's that?
Interesting.
Never.
Okay.
Never. I knew Middle Eastern existed. They were brown. But I never heard of Puerto Ricans or Dominicans. So now, so coming here, right? So every summer vacation after school, my sisters would get to go France, United States. I wouldn't, because a lot of my behaviors. And then I stayed back on the grade. My mom come out that summer. I stayed back, and she goes, "You're going to the United States." So my ass don't believe it, because I'm like, all these years you're not gonna take me. The year that I stay back, you're gonna say you're coming. So there's a doubt in the back of my head. We even took the plane. Moved to the plane. We get to Boston. I'm gonna go back to the beginning. You have to understand, my understanding of people in the world is black and white at large.
Yeah.
So when we got off the airport and got in my dad's car, I slept the whole entire way to the house. And when I got to the house, I'm in the United States of America, I'm still seeing my family. So my point, I haven't met the people.
you still
you know what I mean? I still,
it's still Bantu,
right? I'm still Bantu. Right. But then I went outside. I remember that, I came in. I didn't get to go outside. What? Not even that. I'll say when I went to school, for the introduction, because I came in August 8th, and I went to the Oliver, and that same summer they brought me to like the school to meet, the school and to do the paperwork and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's when I'm looking around. I'm like, yo,
Where
where
these
does curly hair
hybrids?
come from? You know what I mean? And I had just like English, French, translating book,
Yeah.
right? So I managed it enough to put a sentence together. And the first person I ever approached to try to talk English with, hey, my name is Kevin. How are you? Mira, maldito Prieto. Hey, maldito Prieto. Where? I don't see maldito in here. What language? No, I'm starting to think my mom lied to me. Where are we? I thought the language was English.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, everyone's speaking not English.
Right.
Everywhere I'm going, I don't hear English.
Mm.
I hear Spanish.
Right.
So
So you had to learn Spanish,
yeah,
and I feel like you learned it pretty quickly.
I had to learn. I think that's one of the advantage, of being a foreigner is you ain't got no choice.
Mm.
You know,
Right.
There's
There's a
and
different motivation there.
I hate to admit it. For me, my motivation to learn Spanish were girls. You know,
I feel you.
half a third of them don't speak English. I'm already taking from a smaller sample. That's not fair,
Bro, the advantage is women love somebody like that doesn't know the language, that's talking a different language. They're like, what?
Yeah,
Three-
man. When we're older, when I was
languages in
16,
total, right?
when we were 16, 17, it was tough.
Right.
It was tough, especially when you're African and all the girls around you are into the Puerto Ricans and Dominicans. So it's like I'm not gonna lie. There's a part of myself had to change where I felt like I had to almost act Spanish.
Right. Of course. Yeah. There's
At
definitely
least
that
get
pressure.
Jericho.
I did at some point. I permed my hair, and people thought
crazy.
I was Dominican, and I cut it off because they didn't like that.
Right.
But
I felt
yeah,
here too.
I felt like and I'll give you something a little bit negative. My first experience with another thing with racism. I feel like when we talk about racism, especially when we talk about racism, everyone always bring it back to black and white. Where I can't speak for everyone else.
Yeah.
My first experience with racism wasn't with whites. It was with Hispanics.
I would imagine so.
Yeah.
You
If this is the community you're in, and
Right.
then we also have our own, as a community ourselves, we have our own issues with racism. So I would expect that.
You know what I mean? It's like I'll give you an example. More often than not, they'd be like, "What's your name?" Kevin. Oh, Prieto.
Right.
I just said Kevin.
Yeah.
And more often than not, I will get labeled as Negrito, Prieto,
Mm.
Blackie.
That's my nickname. Our culture has a whole different understanding of it because
Right.
we didn't come from America's history.
Right.
We did have a slave history as well, but it wasn't like that. But in Spanish, for some reason, anything Ito, we treated to warmth.
Right.
Like I used to my nickname was Blackie, and we think there's nothing bad
But for me,
about it at all.
I feel you on that, and it took me a while to understand that.
Yeah.
However, when you don't understand,
Right.
is I'm not walking around going Browno, Puerto Ricano. Well, I felt like, you asked me what's my name. I said Kevin.
Yes.
But
They just
But they
came-
disregarded.
I wasn't
it
used to the
Ignorant,
culture.
ignorant.
Yes,
It wasn't,
exactly.
and you add in where you from Africa. Oh, so you had lions
Oh my God!
gosh.
Oh my God!
and all these questions.
Shit.
So to me,
Yeah, it's the lack of education.
right?
Ignorance.
It was always like I don't feel like everybody that said Prieto or Negrito said it in a malintent way.
Right. No.
However, there
Ignorant.
were plenty of people that did use it in a I'm better than you,
Better than you kind of
connotation way.
Yeah, I feel
I
you,
want to
yeah.
say Africano, that meant like poor African boy.
Right.
Not everyone meant it that way, but I knew the difference between who was looking down on me from where I'm from
Yeah.
and who was just being cool about it. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And like I said, you could tell with the questions, And I live by the projects, right?
Yeah.
I'm not getting these questions of being looked at differently from being from Africa, from rich people. without disrespecting anybody. I'm at the corner store getting these questions.
Right.
So I'm like, yo, I had a maid. You guys think? I'll give you an example. If we had my life was tough. Man, I grew up in the projects, or I grew up in the ghetto. If I said I grew up in Africa, everybody, oh, you win. You must have had it tougher. No, you don't even know that. Why you guys think just because I'm from Africa?
They associate Africa with
poverty.
With
we have a very distorted picture. The picture
Definitely,
of
when there's so many beautiful things there, so many riches.
Right.
It's bigger.
So much resources.
It's
so much bigger than we think.
Right.
So
it's not your fault, though.
big.
It's not your fault.
Right.
You've learned it that way because someone on TV told you it's like
exactly.
that. And you know what I mean?
And to also, I feel like I'm not an expert to talk about this topic.
Word.
But I really feel my culture. There's a lot of ignorancy with it too, because in my island, half of the island we're beefing with because they came from a Haitian, French descent, and stuff like that. Then my people come here and might see other Bantu, other people from that region, and they acclimated to their Haitian rivals that for some reason they want to rival against, and I feel that's where you caught the rap. Like my people are ignorant, and if they take your Haitian and they come from this, European capitalistic vibe, dude, it's the worst.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I hate it so much.
Yeah, definitely. It's 100%. It's like, I never understood that. And it's like, one of the arguments I've always used is we have a bunch of countries in this world, a bunch of nations. There are no nation that I could think of where the dark-skinned people live a better life than the light-skinned people. And by overall, I mean like population.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. So with that being said, I don't know who's created it. I don't know how it got started. I feel like someone created a magic illusion or something, making people believe like being dark-skinned is bad. Even in Cameroon, growing up around dark-skinned people, there was a slight,
Right. You were looking.
Oh,
if you
you're
were
darker.
a little lighter. Yeah.
Yeah, you're darker.
Which
right.
people don't expect that to happen there.
Right.
But it happens there as well.
Right. So it's everywhere across the world where the darkest people
worldwide.
are just considered to be not the most, dare I say, beautiful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not the most aesthetic.
Right.
They put them on TV as poverty, or doing, and whenever they need to do good deeds. There are plenty of white people starving on the street. You've been in Toronto?
You been outside?
Right, but whenever Christianity or anyone that's doing missions and they throw out the commercial, they throw out what? Black kids.
Or the fucking poor people around my house are white. I'm sorry, but because other towns around don't want to have shelters, so they treat Lawrence as a sanctuary. Then other people come into my town and judge it, and I realize it's the other towns that have so much money, but they don't want to have money for shelters. So we're the one actually funding it, and it's my people that are already povertized, just giving out free money in the streets because we'll feel bad. I'm sorry, bro. Continue.
I feel that's I understand your feelings and passion. That's how I feel. Yeah. We do all the dirty work and we looked at negatives, so I feel the anger. I felt it, and it's like, all right, so now that we're here, so coming here, we talk about racism, so I feel like...
Just before you get that, I was just going to kind of associate it with, we're just talking about racism in general, but your experience here is, and especially with what's going on now, what's your view, what's your outlook?
Well, my outlook is this on now that I'm older, right? Is first of all, when I say everyone is violent, I believe everyone is violent. Everyone is racist. What I mean by that is those things exist in all of us.
Yeah.
Everyone could have a sword. That doesn't mean everyone's gonna draw it. You know what I mean? So what I'm trying to say is we have the power to be the most peaceful people, and we have the power to be the most hateful people. It's inside of all of us.
Right.
First. And
individually.
Second, I would say there's also which way are why are you using your sword? Is it offensively or defensively? So what I'm trying to say is if I make a decision based on race on a defensive thing, it's not the same thing as making a decision on based on race on offensive. So what I'm trying to say, if I kill all black people, it's not the same as, yo, I want to marry a black girl.
Yeah.
It's not the same, especially in this world. I'm not saying black girls are better than black, white, or Spanish. I just rather be with my own, right?
Right.
So, but that is.
But what's wrong with saying that?
But the definition of racism, I made a decision based on race.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't make you.
But
racist.
you can't, right? It doesn't make you a racist.
Right.
Right. It's not, and it's not offense. I didn't come out and say, you know what? I only did black girls because black girls do this better than white girls, and white girls suck, and Spanish girls sucks, and Asian girls sucks. I didn't say that. You know. So people go, you know. So my point is, if I defend you because someone is hitting you, so if he's jumping you and I come in and defend you, we're both being violent.
Mm-hmm.
But you cannot tell me that my violence is on the same statute as his violence, because he's the one trying to hurt someone, and I'm using violence as to defend someone.
Protect.
But once the fight is done, I don't want to be violent anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm ready to sheathe my sword.
Right.
So I feel like when we talk about racism, to me, especially as a black man, a lot of us, we speak from a defensive position.
Mm-hmm.
So when we say black by black, it's not the same thing as by white.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So that's first. Second, you know how I feel when it comes to black issue, and I only listen to black people.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I have a voice if a Chinese and Japanese have an issue. North Korea and South Korea are fighting.
You know where they're coming
I don't
from.
see.
Can't relate.
You
Right.
never will.
Right. It's
Can't
not
relate.
The
right.
same way as.
So when black people have an issue, I feel, why do I have to listen to a Mexican opinion?
I agree, because I feel like our battles are different.
Yeah.
Right.
We have our own.
And the Northeast is a little similar because everybody's racist in the Northeast.
Right.
But in many other places in the world, people have it really different, that they have no ignorancy. But then in the same location, other people are going through the ignorancy.
Right.
I got a Puerto Rican friend who called me racist, and I'm like, okay, but how's your people?
Exactly. We have our own racist.
Yo.
We have our own. We have our
Who's
own.
taking advantage of your people? You don't even care. You're
Right.
here
We
defending
have
a,
our own issues again, and people
He's
tend
wild.
to want to debate me on this, but
He's
I
wild
feel like
about that.
we have our own issues within our culture that deal with racism,
Yeah.
and it's not the same as
Nah.
people who are in the U.S. dealing with what they're dealing with
Yeah, it's not
as
the same.
black people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
and
it's like,
not even
people
that.
got to
the-
learn how to focus on their own.
Yeah.
and the
own
black fight,
issues.
the black fights opens up the door. Every time black people win, Spanish people win.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what gets me tight
And
when
I
they try to
respect
like.
it. You know, that's why you gotta respect the fight.
You know what I mean?
And that's where I'll stop. I
You know,
respect
and
it,
then
and I
it-
love, and I show love. But it's like I have to also understand that, you know what I mean.
To me, I
it's
respect
different for me.
everyone's opinion. You're entitled to your
Right.
opinion. You're entitled to,
But
entitled to your words.
Now that we're here,
Yes, sir.
like, I mean, it gets me upset when they try to say, oh, you know, I don't want no Dominicans saying the N-word. You guys say that you ain't black, or some Dominicans are saying they ain't black. You know, all that stuff, man. Like, what I believe anybody that's not a full Aryan, it's black. And in the end of the day, Aryans are black too. You could just link everybody. The first person on this earth was black, man. Like,
I feel like when it comes to,
it's complicated. There's a lot of
It is.
There's a lot going on here.
no, I would
There's a
say
lot of
this because I can't speak. I'm not the president of black people,
Right.
Yeah.
but I would presume that a lot of non-black people that say nigga don't say it next to black people. I'd say that if you're Hispanic and you've never been in the black neighborhood, the black guy never introduced you to black people, right? You're not gonna go in the middle of black people and say, "Yo, what up, my nigga?" Trust me, you're gonna, because you don't know,
Facts.
you don't know how they're gonna
Facts.
feel.
Right. So you do feel a certain way, don't you?
You do.
Facts.
Who gave you permission to say it? Is we don't have a voice. Black people can't even say it. You can't say it. You know what? You can't say faggot because someone in the system has the power to come down and say you're gonna get fired. If you say nigga, it's still gonna be a white boy who's gonna say you get fired. We don't have a
But that's
congregation
okay.
of power to
Right.
say something, to say, yo, we're not even okay with y'all saying it. You have to go to a black neighborhood, say it, and see why men are not okay. to say it. You know what I mean? So I feel like Puerto Ricans, the Dominicans, and even Asians say it. It's not black people that give him permission. It's hip hop music that give him permission. And because their race, but it's not. They're not looked at as the enemy by large by black people. We give them a pass because they're not our fight. I could say, for you know what I mean. And now, for me on a personal level, I grew up with Hispanic saying next to me, and I wasn't born into the fight like that.
Right.
I can't say it's okay because I'm thinking
It's a different fight.
Right, if I was born in the South, born and raised in the South, I'm not sure I could look at you and be like, I'm okay with a Dominican saying it because it's a different world.
And we'd be scared to say it there.
And I guarantee you,
We'd
you
be
won't.
shook. Like,
Right.
don't
You're not
front.
gonna go to Jamaica or Miami, hang around next to 5 Haitian and be like, yo, my nigga, chill. Because I guarantee, especially depending how light skinned you are, you're not gonna go next to black girls and say nigga. You're gonna get a look.
Of course not. I wouldn't.
You're gonna get a look. It's just a fact.
Bro, I'll wait until somebody say, yo, nigga, come over here. I'm like, all right, man. Boom, boom, boom.
Right.
Once I get that shit, I'm
Right.
like, I know.
Right, you gotta get
vibes.
cosign. You gotta get cosign depending on where you go. But when you're around your brothers, and you know, yeah. But at the same time, this is where it gets iffy for me, right? This is why I feel like oil and water doesn't mix. That's a fact. All right. I'm not saying you shouldn't put oil and water together.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to say there's a word that's being used to put people down for something. For a long, long time. This is where it gets risky for me. Right now, we live in a concentrated society. What I mean by concentrated, we have a bunch of different cultures under one umbrella called the United States.
Yeah.
And the government has the power to tell you what's wrong or right. Compared to if we were separated by communities, whatever, you might have different rules and different way of looking at life. And I could be like, you know what, I don't like, whatever. But because we have a central power, it's harder because now in a central system, everyone's supposed to be treated fairly. So, as to me, that could never work because I don't want to sit here and go, yo, because all lives matter, or we're all the same, then white people or white kids should just walk around saying, chill with my niggas in this. You know what I mean,
bro?
It ain't gonna fly like that. But at the same time, let me play devil's advocate. What am I gonna say? Everyone but white people can say nigga. You know what I mean? So, first, being a black person and kind of, let's say I was a grandfather of all of the things, I would say if I was an artist and I had white friends like that and I cared about, for their sake, I wouldn't say nigga in my music. For their sake. Because I know it's going to put them in a position where they can't sing my songs all the way. Because I don't want them to say it. Right? I don't want them to say it.
It's true.
But there's artists that don't see white people. I can't tell a 19-year-old who grew up just around black people to start caring about white people and not saying how you express themselves. Why not? But I'm sorry, kid. When you're home in Andover, in your room, you want to blast Little Baby and say nigga all day, no one's gonna hear you. I say a bunch of things that no one should hear in the public. Everyone does. I'm not afraid of that. I don't care.
Yeah.
However, if you're gonna put yourself in public and say something without caring for people's feelings or past or history and context, you're gonna have to take the consequences.
Right.
I don't care about the system, government, that. So yeah, I didn't create the world, but the fact is, white folks, you have a history of taking people's land and killing people. Maybe not you, but the government that talks for you has that history. So because of that, and the history, you can't say nigga because I don't know how you mean it. I don't have a history of a Puerto Rican trying to take over my family. But I have a history of white folks trying to take over my family and my land. So therefore, you're not in the same position. I'm sorry.
Yeah. People, it's not the same. It's not the same battle. They just say, it's because my life was a little hard, so I feel like I should say that word, motherfucker. Should I just you know what I mean? Even I've heard this conversation. This topic what I'm about to bring here kind of sucks, so I'm just gonna get through it quick. But just to make a point, I'll get less upset. Let's say if I see a full Asian person saying it, I won't be upset because America put them in concentration camps, and they want to forget like y'all didn't go through that
Yes,
shit.
sir.
You know what I mean? Like this country has fucked every single race up in order,
And that's why
the history
you're
is
right
there.
about that.
So I don't get that tight if I hear a motherfucker that is an Aryan saying it. You know what I mean? Because I get you. All right,
Yeah.
you got fucked too.
Yes,
You know what
sir.
I'm saying? But the main root, the main causes, the deeper history, the most traumatic is the Bantu. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. And at some point, we have this common thing. Either France, England, or America try to take our country.
Mm-hmm.
So we have this common pain that they don't.
Right.
And that's what, to me, I'm sorry. If I was a girl, yeah, my girlfriend could call me bitch. Because I know she loves me.
Goes from love.
A stranger can't call me bitch because I don't know where I come from. So is bitch bad to say? Yeah, depends who's saying it. That's my answer.
Yeah.
Depends who's saying it. Yeah. Because I thought about it for a while. You know, there's some black people who be like, no one should say nigga, even black people.
There's the especially the ones that consider themselves the most educated
Right.
into the European system, which is ironic.
Right, but to me, I feel like being smart is a wonderful thing, right? But yes, it is. But sometimes being smart disconnects you from the lower person because you spend so much time on your information.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to say is I understand the reason behind not saying nigga. I get it, but that's his whole way of life living. That's the way he express themselves. When we still not saying it, I feel like you had them to eliminate my upbringing and the pain that comes with it. Because for some people, it's a pain word, especially in songs.
Yeah.
You know? So, like I said, to me, it's a word. You know, like, I don't like fuck you. I don't. You know? Fuck you, nigga. It's a lot different. That's my nigga right here.
Yeah. Especially use that fucking smile going behind that shit.
You know what I mean?
Like, fuck you, nigga.
Right.
What the fuck is wrong with this? You know what I mean? Like,
Right. If this is the way I organize my brothers and sisters, nah, that's dudes over there. This is my nigga.
yeah.
I'm 35 years old. I live in this world. I'm sorry, I can't go back and change how I live my life. So my point is, when you say that, you're gonna have to. No one should use the word nigger. So that means you're gonna take a group of people who have lived like that for many years and tell them now you're wrong for saying that.
Just forget it. We should forget it.
Right.
The best idea is to forget it, guys. Let's just forget the whole thing. Maybe we can get along. We just forget the whole thing. Scrap it. Fuck it.
That's
Throw it in the
right.
trash. Delete it. I mean, the computer works. So you throw it in the recycle bin. It's gone. Maybe if we do it, the
Right,
same
and we
thing
start the
will
whole shit. F11 a couple times. I thought about that.
I noticed you have your Kanye West shirt on.
Yes, sir.
Ooh,
Why?
shout out to Kanye, man.
Shout out to Kanye.
¿Por qué? Why
I'm a Kanye fan.
Why?
I get that questions a lot. You know, every time
Kanye's the G. Kanye's the god.
every time Kanye goes on the rant, I got low key people that hit me up like, yo, Kev.
Same.
What do you think?
Kev is still supporting that nigga. Come on, Kev.
I mean, what?
And he has a Malcolm X hat. If you can't,
You know what I'm
see that, see it.
Why? First of all, all right. So you brought up Malcolm X. I have a Malcolm X hat because, you know, I believe in Malcolm X. I am not. I respect MLK, but I'm a Malcolm X guy, and I lived and I understand MLK. I thought like that for years. It wasn't until like 30 years old that I went full Malcolm. You know. Now with that being said, with Kanye West, I would say, name me any black person from slavery to now that dared attack the system and who's not being called crazy, violent, provocative,
Yeah.
aggressor. All of them.
All of them.
All of them. You got a bunch of rappers and actors and actresses and entertainers and NBA players never speak. I don't blame them. They have to feed their family and the money's tied and, you know, whatever. Some people have signed their souls. Some people are halfway there.
Yeah.
I don't blame anybody. You make a decision that you can make for your life. I don't judge. However, the man or the woman who has the balls to go the other route I'm gonna support them for life. Now, why do I support Kanye? Homeboy went on TV, saw Hurricane Katrina destroy a bunch of black people's lives. We didn't make it about black people.
You say George Bush don't care about black people,
right? And then see, black people are struggling and suffering. He went off script and said, "Yo, George Bush don't care about black people." And from there on,
they just made him.
Bam! They killed him, right? I give you another thing. He's the only artist that drops names. He's had rants before, but when he said Google's lying to you, Hillary Clinton is lying to you, he starts dropping names. Oh, now they lock him in a psych ward. They call Mos Def crazy. What he do? He made a video of like simulating being waterboarded, protesting Guantanamo Bay. They called him crazy because J. Cole.
Mm-hmm.
J. Cole grew his hair, started being more conscious, lost his mind. Ricky Williams.
He's not top 10
anymore.
In charts, even though all he does is bangers.
Right.
They're not the ones who make those
Ricky
decisions.
Williams.
Mm-hmm.
I could give you names. Kyrie Irving. Earth may not be round. Destroys him. Kyrie Irving. Let's not play it in the NBA. Destroyed Kendrick Perkins, Stephen A. Smith. Everyone destroys him. Kyrie is another one. Perfect. He's in the Kanye book now. You're never gonna hear Kyrie as being top highlight. They're not. It's too outspoken. 2 weeks after the Bucks do their whole protesting, and now all the NBA, Perkins and Stephen A. Smith and everybody's, we commend you. We commend the Bucks and the players for protesting. But no one goes back and say, yo, but Kyrie never wanted to play in the first place. Everyone is taking a knee.
Yeah.
But Kaepernick is not getting his duty. So my point is, there's a initial black guy that has the balls to say, fuck the farm. Let's do something about it.
Mm.
They take that black guy and make an example out of him to make sure no other in that position is gonna have the cojones
to do that.
To do the same shit.
Yeah.
Right. So why is Kanye? Why am I a supporter of Kanye? Because they locked this nigga up in the psych ward. And
Gave him pills.
They still can't control him.
Mm.
They're trying so hard. I feel bad for him. I'm gonna say this right now. That's between me and God. I said if I could save one person in this world, on a personal level, Kanye. I'm telling you. I told myself if I ever get to a point where I start meeting famous people, and which I believe I will get, there's only one person I want to meet and be like, yo, bro, I'm here for you. I imagine I could meet him and it doesn't go the way I want. But I know he could say, fuck you, Kev.
Yeah.
I would never, ever give up on him. Because in my opinion, what happened to Kanye is when you're that black person who has the balls to stand up to the system, you put yourself now in a different farm. Everybody's over here now. So it's easy to single you out. It's easy to target you. So now, my point is, when you're like, yo, everybody, come on, guys. You got all the energy. Some of them told you behind closed doors, yeah, I believe in you. But so then you ran.
Yeah.
You put up the fight. But now you're getting slandered, killed. And the same people who are like, you're crazy for saying that. You're crazy for doing that. Who do you believe? Mm-hmm. Who do you believe in? You got all this courage because you thought you're fighting for these people against these people.
Yeah.
You get here, the monsters are getting you, and the people who you put your line in your heart and your everything for are calling you crazy. Where do you go? Where do you go now? It's a lonely place.
Right.
Yeah.
A dark place. It's not the only one. What do you think NBA stars are all depressed? Because they have this thing, if you're a black man or you're a millionaire, you're supposed to be happy. That's all. That's the only thing you should be looking for, to get your paper up. And the minute you get your cake up, you're not allowed to complain about nothing. If you complain about black people starving, you're a hypocrite. How come you're not giving all your millions to everyone starving? If you complain about the system, so let's not bring up LeBron James in this podcast. But
oh boy.
That's the one name. I will not talk about LeBron James and Drake. This two. And maybe Obama. Those three.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Obama's your top enemy. Anyways.
Anyway, yeah, but
Oh, boy.
that's the reason why I support Kanye. If I have one negative thing to say about him on the flip side, though, I would say I'm not the biggest fan of his Christian movement
Yeah.
thing. I'm not. I feel like it's tapping
It-
into
it-
it's tapping into Scientology.
Yeah,
realm.
it gives
Is
me
it
the
really?
Jehovah's Witness vibes.
He's building his own religion.
I like the gospel music.
It's beautiful music.
It is
Are they-
beautiful. McDonald's also tastes good.
Right. I see what you're saying.
But is it good for you?
Right. That's my point. A player does not approach a girl by saying, "Yo, what's up? I'm gonna fuck you over and fuck your life up and take everything from you and leave you on the street." No.
I think with him, it's
Right?
it's more like
I'm
keeping
gonna
him-
present myself as to be the best person ever. That's what you're gonna
The
need.
thing is, like he's coming from a good place.
Right.
The thing is,
And I think it's keeping him in line in terms of just, he struggles with a lot of like sex addiction and stuff like that. And I think that kind of it helps him a little bit. Again, like it kind of keeps him in line.
yeah.
But yeah,
Like,
I get where
let
you're
him-
coming from.
I let him run because I feel for the first time, I think he's acting more like of what he always wanted to do, low key.
Right, because he's
And-
always talked about it.
Because I love him for that. And I get like the other side that's disappointing at him. Like I get like having your hero, flip around and do that stuff, because back then he used to help us from the trenches, like us normal people that used to deal with the normal stuff, had the phrases. He used to rap from that level and give us certain knowledge that would help us from that level. And we were so addicted to that every single time. He would not care. He would get the beating from the other powers. And now to the point, it's like, all right guys, I'm still doing that in a different way. It's up to you to catch on to that, but I can't do it the other same way, because he still is his own person, has a soul.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
Right. And he's fighting powerful people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's what I like about him. Like Dave Chappelle said, they. Yo, but they. Kanye don't say they. He'd be like, yo, this person, this
Yeah, he calls them
person.
out.
Yeah, but this person out here and this person is wilding. So my point, we don't even know these people.
Mm-hmm.
Then he'd be like, this person, your ass going Google, who this person? Oh.
Okay.
Oh, that's who that nigga is. Okay, what happened? Oh, what Kanye said? Okay, Kanye said this, bro. Oh.
connect the dots.
You know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
dropping names. So, again, I don't even think that the chief. If Kanye was so hated as people say, he wouldn't sell the way he sells.
Yeah.
Yeah, he still sells.
Right? It's that people who defend Kanye don't have an avenue to say why they like Kanye. The TV's own. So once they say this person is bad, it's a pick. You're not gonna get on TV and change the perception of Kanye West. It's already given.
Yeah.
The TV wants you to think he's crazy because they don't want you to put any credibility on what he says. He could give you the key to happiness right now, but TV wants you to know or think he's crazy. So to you, they want you to think that anything that you get from Kanye is the key to madness.
Yes. Yes, I agree with that.
You know what I mean? They control the situation. They control, they'll take the most negative thing and put it as a headline. They don't give you the conversation in context. They don't tell you what happened at the beginning and the end. They take a clip, play that clip that makes him seem crazy.
Yeah, and that's it. Take it out of context every single time. The thing
Boom.
is too, like, he has kids, and there's people that are around him that pretend to be helpful and corny. I saw this video of somebody like trying to get close to his daughter. It's like, who the fuck are you? Back the fuck up.
He came from far too.
Yeah, like, oh, maybe if I
He-
get along with his kid, he'll be cool with me. You you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I'm Kanye and have to worry about this the guy that's supposed to be on my team doing something that's off a script that I don't pay him for.
My man.
Like,
when he's like,
bro.
yo, you're never gonna get my kid. When he was talking about Kim's mother or something like that, you're not gonna get my kid. She's not gonna be used. But these are powerful people he's dealing with.
Right.
People that movers and shakers. You're not moving around with your average dude. People that have the power to. I'll give you another one. Nas. Who's before Kelly came into the picture and he got destroyed by destroyed his whole entire image. What did Nas do? One mic. He had a little mixtape record called Fox News.
Mm-hmm.
something about, when he was talking about,
Yeah.
even the song "I Know I Can," stuff like that. They had to destroy his image. They had to destroy him on TV.
Yeah.
So right now, you look at Jay-Z as what?
The winner, mogul, the
The
professional,
right.
where you want to be,
Right.
play along.
Right. So we got the prophets, the chosen prophets, the chosen niggas, the Jay-Z's, the Oprahs, the Rons, and the natural organic dudes. I don't know about Kaepernick, but I have my own theory, maybe not. But I would say the Kyries, the Kanyes, the Lauryn Hills. Those are the ones they can't control. And they have to shut them down so much because of the potential in music. You know what I mean? Lauryn Hill, you can't hear a Lauryn Hill song because she's too powerful. She's too powerful. They can't let her free. They can't let her sell. They can't. It's too powerful. She'll change lives.
And it's not like that they don't perform still, because they do. It's more like they're not going to give them the media attention.
Thank you. You're not going to get national airway. Right.
And just to get off topic for a second, I know we've been on the music subject. This is one of my last ones, by the way. You decided to practice abstinence.
Oh yeah.
And I know you don't like to use that word again.
what a turn.
I know this is.
I'm
saying we're on the topic for a while. That's why I was like, yo, let me.
Yeah.
Okay, this is one of my last, but you decided to
practice
abstinence.
Celibacy.
Celibacy. Yeah. You
Whatever
don't
you
like
wanna
that
call
word
it.
either. I don't know what word.
I don't
you
like
use.
boxes. I
I know
don't eat
you
meat,
don't.
Putting it on the pedestal.
Right? I don't like boxes. It was just. It started with a thought, where one of the last girls I had my thing with. Get down there, I'm like, yo. First, a lot of my experiences, I was on alcohol, and at the time when I made this decision, I was smoking more. I wasn't drinking.
Yeah.
So more of my sex was sober.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm finding myself doing it and thinking, I don't like this girl. You know what I mean? Like, as soon as we done,
dude, that
damn, I don't want you here. How am I gonna get you out without sounding like a jerk? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to pretend, and I want to play guitar. I want to go play basketball, but she wants to hang out.
Yes, that's right. She does.
But you
You're
stuck
damn
your
right.
dick out. You dick out, so you gotta stay.
Exactly.
It's just not right.
And that's a valid point.
It's just not so. And I felt like I was being honest. I wasn't lying. I told every girl, because there's a point where you lied, and I thought I could do it if I was honest from the beginning. I don't want a relationship.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, because when she's clingy, when she likes you, you still need an exit.
Bro, you can say I don't want a girlfriend, and they'll still hold my hand though.
But yo, she wants to take pictures. I'm like, nah. What are you doing? We're not gonna be posting it.
So why did you?
So why did you entangle yourself with that person though?
Well, because the main attract.
I see a smile.
The physical attractiveness. So.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? So and
it's pretty.
And I came to this understanding. So a girl, shout out to Jean.
Shout outs.
She asked her to hook me up, and I was serious at the time. I'm like, yo, because I thought she was good peeps, and if she had a girl with morals as a friend, maybe I could hit off. So I was like, yo, you got a friend? She's like, no, not for you. And I was taken aback. I'm like, why? You're a womanizer. I never saw myself as a womanizer. I never did. I thought I was single. That gives me the right.
She was basically insinuating that.
You're not gonna be serious. Well, in my head, I was like, well, yeah, because I wasn't serious with them. But if I'm coming to you as a friend, but it wasn't the point. My point is here's a friend of mine who I have respect for, but she would not advocate for me to a girl who she trusts in or is consider a friend. Yeah. And then it hit me wrong. And then she goes, I'm like, that's not true about me. And she's like, you're like addicted to sex. then I was like, okay, I'm not Tiger Woods. What are you talking about? I'm not addicted. I could go a year without it if I don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right. So she said, no, you can't. Then make a long story short, but I showed that I could. Now, this is where
things turn for the worst.
Right. I tried it. And then, 7 months, 5 months in, you're watching itching. You're watching more porn than you used to. So I started questioning myself. Damn, am I really addicted to sex? And I realized, man, it did have some effect. Prior to that 1 year stopping, every girl I saw was based on that potential. What's the potential of us doing it? If we weren't doing it, then why are we here?
Yeah.
I never saw girls for any other, with friends.
Yeah.
I have guys for friends.
Oof.
Well, I don't need to go smoke with you. I don't go talk basketball with you. You're here because I don't do what I do with guys. That's what. I'm not saying that's how I think now. That was my thought back then.
You didn't realize.
I didn't see any window for friendship.
Yeah.
So, I didn't. So my point is, during those months, I realized, oh my God, that's just how I'm looking at girls. Even if I liked you, it still started with the physical attraction, with me wanting to bang you, whatever. Then you get emotionally entangled after a while, after knowing her. But so I don't like being controlled. So this is when I was like, okay, am my emotion controlling me, or am I controlling my emotions? Who's in control here?
Yeah.
It's sex. Who's really driving this wheel? So I made it for about a year, and then after making it to a year, I tried it again, not drinking. And that's when I realized, man, because when I'm drunk or drinking, I'm into it.
In the moment.
Right. That's sober. I'm like, damn, now that I've done this, I've already experienced it. I don't feel like doing it again. So I got your phone number. I'm going to dodge you.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with that no more.
Yeah.
And karma. For every girl you hurt emotionally, you're building up karma. You're building, you know what I'm saying? I felt like right now, I got my thing and I got out. Then she stopped trusting men.
Yeah.
For 2 or 3 years. She may have a good chance with a good dude, but because of me, she stopped trusting. So she messed that up.
Yeah.
I'm the reason.
Karma's real.
Right. I'm walking around saying my life sucks, but who else's life am I making? Hindering right now or making suck?
Right.
Yeah.
My point is, it's easy to get a dude who's lost into sign up for a gang.
It's true.
Because he ain't got no home.
Right.
So I'm saying is, on 2 points, a girl who's not lost, or who's not out there trying to give up, whatever, who's in tune with herself, I feel like you're gonna have a hard time just banging her. She ain't gonna say yes. Yeah. So my point is, if you're looking to just bang, you're gonna have to go more. Your chances are higher in a group where people are not in the most meant, right?
Yeah.
So second is also for me, it's a hypocrisy. If you believe there's nothing wrong for just having for sex, which I don't judge.
Yeah.
What if it was your daughter? What if your daughter came home and said, "This is Joe," and Joe, what do you want from my daughter? I'm 30 years old. I ain't want a relationship. I'm just trying to have sex at night. My point: no father is gonna hear that and be like, "Oh, that's cool." So I'm saying, as a man, when you say, I'm not even saying you. If you say casual sex is okay, then you gotta be okay with the idea of a man hitting up your daughter for just casual sex.
Yeah.
And then casual sex also may lead to babies. Then you got guys who get girls accidentally pregnant, and then again karma. This true story. This 2 weeks ago, a friend of mine was like, "Yo, Kev, we couldn't find the condom anywhere. I had to drive to the store and get one of those morning after pill." My point is, he doesn't have to think about the karma or the spiritual aspect of the after pill or abortion. She does.
Yeah.
But the whole situation comes about of, I'm just trying to get it. You don't want to be with her. My point is, based on that feeling, he could risk a kid coming here when in a relationship that's not meant to be, and whatever hardship that kid has to live with now, whether that be with split parents, never seen his father, all that came from, I'm just trying to get it.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, and for guys to get it, another thing that girls are going through, they're the ones doing and putting their body at risk. We only wear condoms.
Yeah.
They gotta take pills.
Right.
Or things that you put up their
Or
veins,
have abortions.
or have abortion. They have to go through all of these things, and the reason why they say yes to us, like I said, a lot of times because they're young, they come from broken families.
Yes.
They come from situations that don't raise mentally tough or
Females.
adequate females,
Yeah.
right? And we take advantage of that, and and another thing is family. If we know they don't have a father or big brothers that could come and wreck shit up. But the minute you know she got 5 big brothers that all box, you're like, yo, that's,
Yeah.
you're my man.
You in line, bro.
My man. That's you.
Shit like-
Nah, chill with that. So you're going to,
Yeah.
I'm just going to fall in love with her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm
I'm
great.
going to fall in love with her. I
Exactly.
love her
Why
a
is
lot.
that? You know, that's crazy.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
true,
my
that's
point,
facts.
guys will never admit that the only reason why they're going there is because they don't have to worry about nothing if shit goes wrong. So I had to admit that to myself. Yo, Kevin, am I a coward? Because I'm going after mentally weak girls. I have to admit that by myself. Who drives to crash? I'm trying to get bang bang, so I'm gonna go. We go fishing. I'm gonna go swim. I'm gonna go and put my line for a shark. Nah, I want the tilapia. I'm trying to eat.
Yeah.
Right? So, but I had to admit to myself, man, I'm sitting here thinking I'm a man, and I'm sitting on a high horse, but I'm like, yo, but really, I'm a coward because I'm going after the weaklings,
Yeah.
and while doing so, there's a chance that I'm ruining others' lives, and I'm not looking at it. So at some point, I was like, you know what? I don't want the karma. I don't want to look at someone and feel like, man, I don't want you here. And vice versa, it could happen to me. I don't want to be in a position where I bang a girl and I really like her, and she's done, and she's texting some dude after, and it's like, yo, hold up.
That happened to me.
You see what I'm saying? This is how you end up on Lifetime, because the evil clips.
I've heard so many as I got older, the stories I've heard of just like men getting their heart broken like kind of increased for some damn reason. Like, you know
The
what I
bad
mean?
bitch era, bro.
Yo!
The bad bitch era
And I
has
was like,
been
damn, whose
merciless.
fault is this on a larger scale? Like I just started
Both.
thinking.
Larger scale,
Both
the
fault.
good, the
You're
good or
right.
bad.
Both fault.
Yes.
Both of them.
Both fault. I feel like,
Both.
yeah. I feel like karma leaves your door. You know what I'm saying? I believe in a cycle. Your emotions leads to your actions. Your actions leads to your karma. Your karma leads to what? Your thoughts. So what I'm trying to say is, if I do something to you,
Yeah.
right, I punch you in the face,
Yeah.
you're gonna have a reaction.
Yes.
Your reaction is gonna make me think, and those thoughts are gonna bring me to feelings, and those feelings are gonna make me act. So with that being said, for me, a lot of us we're living on the action and thinking world. I think, I act, and I feel. But I feel like a lot of the one thing we miss is the karma, the reaction.
Yeah.
We're so focused about what are we doing, but we're not seeing what are we doing and how is it affecting us indirectly. What about the indirect? So like I could be like on some fuck everybody, right? That's what I'm on right now. In my head, I'm 33. If you're not about Wakanda, I respect you. We can say hi and bye, but we ain't gotta work, right?
Yeah.
But with that, I understand the karma that comes with it, the reaction that comes with it.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna have a lot of friends, especially that are new school progressive. So my point, you gotta understand that. So I feel like a lot of us do things, and we don't think about the
Repercussions.
yes,
Yeah.
and for whatever reason, we just don't think of it. And when it does finally come, we can't point out why it's here. We're just gonna be like, yo, fuck that bitch. She got me on child support. But man, remember that time when you were going to the club saying, "Yo, if y'all little fuck this bitch."
Accountability.
Right. Nobody wants to go back
on both sides.
On both sides.
On both sides.
You know,
because it was a conscious decision made by two parties.
Yeah. And you and I talked about music that we listen to. You know,
Right.
because I get the whole woman power. Just let's defend Cardi B. Let's defend Beyonce. But to me, I'm not a big fan of girls or any man. With sexual explicit music.
Yeah.
So my point is, I treated girls the way I treated girls because of rap.
I love Cardi.
You know,
That's a Cardi.
true story.
We
Get
go
your
back
money,
and forth
girl.
on this
Get your
topic.
money.
Of course, I don't blame you. But when
Well-
she said I drug dudes to get money from them, you can't get mad. And when she said that, you're gonna understand. There's gonna be a group of girls who gonna say that's stupid, but they're gonna be a group of girls who are gonna catch on to that idea.
Yeah.
Rape is not a natural thing.
Yes.
It's an idea that someone did it. Some other men was like, that's wrong. But some other men was like, oh, you could do that?
Mm.
Oh, okay. All right, I could do that. So I'm not saying she's a bad person, but words are powerful. Songs
I
are
agree with that.
powerful. I'm not defending Cardi B, and I'm not bashing her at all. I will bump Cardi B and drip, drip, drip. But if I have kids, and I saw you play Cardi B to my kids, we're gonna have a talk.
I mean, I usually change the station or the
Right. So that's what I'm saying.
the track.
Right.
Station, as if people listen to the radio.
I mean, and that means you got to change the track. Like, if McMeal come on,
Right.
you know what I mean? It's like,
Duh. Yeah, that's true. I mean,
you know what I mean? It depends, man. For me, it depends.
do you eat candy?
But not too much.
Because you're an adult.
Yeah.
You understand candy. You understand the powers of it, and you understand the dangers of it. I'm not saying I would never let my kids listen to Cardi B
Yeah.
or make meals. I'm saying there's an age where you don't know the danger of it and you take too much of it. And
true.
that too much of it
Mm-hmm.
can land you in a spot where you don't got no teeth
Right.
because you got cavities now. So my point is that
Like too
can
much
lead,
rock.
right, can lead you in a situation where girls go missing.
Mm.
Yeah.
True story. To live the Cardi B life, you got to go to some club, right?
Exactly.
How you gonna listen to Cardi B when you're not doing what she's talking about? How do you relate to that?
Yeah.
So if your ass is 8 years old, you put on Cardi B, you like that? Hey, you put on the TV. You don't envision you as an adult, as yourself playing piano
Yeah.
or talking about intelligent things. You can't wait till you're 18 so you could go out and be like that.
Right. And that's why I also think it's important to talk to your kids, not just let them do whatever
Right.
they want. You know what I mean?
That's why I love Tupac, man. I used to
Oh,
listen to
for
Tupac
sure.
as a young age. Tupac had
Shout out
every
Tupac.
flavor.
Yeah.
Yo.
Had a flavor for everybody.
The
Any
gangsters,
age, bro.
Right.
It's
the
like,
real shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Michael Jackson's one of them too.
ooh,
You
facts,
know what I mean?
facts.
That's why for me I have a Kanye. Talk about
Yeah.
that. That's why I have not to shout out to Bruno Mars. I tried to listen to an album. I
He's
couldn't
too,
do it.
he's too good.
Yo, live?
Yeah, he's nasty.
Like,
He's
Bruno
nasty.
Mars
going
is
on
a-
here?
he's a
But 0 to
problem.
1, 0 to 11 is a song about a girl. Where I'm like, all right, niggas are dying though, Bruno Mars. This is where to me the Kanye's and the Michael Jackson of the world, even J. Cole, they start to talk about things you relate to. They start to talk about things where you're like, yo, man, that man's not so different than me. Alright? When J. Cole come out and says, no such thing as a life that's better than yours, for everybody who wants money, that song is stupid. But for a person who's struggling with that fight for money instead of that or whatever,
Relatable.
right,
Relatable.
right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why, to me, when it comes to music, we forget these things are science and they're very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And, some of us could, we're fortunate that we listened to it and we didn't lose our way.
Right.
But there are plenty of boys and girls that lost their way because of hip hop. Trying to imitate.
Yeah.
One of them is me. I'm lucky I don't have a kid. I could talk crap and sound like I'm a wise man because I'm celibate now and stuff like that. But God knows, man, I could have had 3 kids. All this drunk sex I did. I could have had 5.
Mm.
and not even knowing.
Yeah.
Right? And get that letter one day, not knowing, because I went home.
But brother, you have time though. You have hella time.
Right.
Right. You do, regardless of what you may think.
And I don't mean to cut it short at all, brother, but like, you know, we're going hard.
Of course.
I'm down to make another segment. But
word.
I feel like
you got the content.
not even that. Like, I want to get into other shit, but I'm like, damn, this is gonna be a 3-hour podcast if I do. So I was like, with that being said, do you have any shout outs?
Shout out to you. And by you, I mean everybody, man. You have been going through stuff. You've been working hard. You've been trying.
You've been here. LVU's been here, bro.
Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. To everybody who's chasing their dreams and trying. It's the struggle. Don't give up. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. Keep pushing. Keep working. And things will happen.
Bro, that should be like the new thing people should do. Just like shout out to you. That means if you're that person. Oh, this motherfucker didn't shout me out. Oh wait, he shout us out to me.
Exactly.
Right. Everybody but you.
We all.
You,
bro. We have all these people we look up to, but at the end of the day, it's like.
Yeah.
We're all champions, bro. Like we're all trying to do it. So shout out to you.
Seriously. You're your own LeBron James.
Yes.
Thank you, man. Thanks for coming, brother.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man.
There you go.
No view.
Yes, sir.